This is the story of a boy named Tim. You may or may not have already read his resume and looked at his work, more or less believing these to provide a good rendition of the kind of person he is. But I am here to tell you there is more than meets the eye. And hopefully by the end of our story you will understand just a little more about this boy named Tim. So let us begin. So the end of Tim's schooling approached as he sat the HSC and talked to his career advisor about how a computer quiz had told him he may make a good jockey. Such advice served to further confuse the already muddled mind of Tim. For although he knew that his thirst for learning would be best quenched by applying to university, Tim did not know what it was he would like to study and struggled to make his selections. On those days gone by in the classroom, he had been prone to daydreaming from time to time about becoming a pilot and being able to fly. But he knew that although his maths was good, he lacked the advanced understanding of the more complex theories and formulas required. It was Tim's parents who first put forth that he seemed to be a more visually right-minded person who enjoyed sketching, fiddling and exploring. So why not give some sort of design course a go? Tim thought back to fond memories of helping his grandfather fix and build things in his workshop. The smell of sawdust, the crisp warmth of the sun-drenched, oil-stained carpet below his feet. That's right, he wore no enclosed shoes when in the workshop. And so design course it was. More specifically, industrial design course it was. And so 3 years of study passed at the University of Western Sydney, as Tim dove headfirst and waded waist-deep in the world of design, pushing himself with each year that passed to expand his understanding as well as refine that which he already knew so as to create greater things than he had. Sketching, prototyping, aesthetics, function, concept development, 3D modelling, needs and wants, form, colour, texture. These words, ideals, concepts filled his mind but at the same time left him feeling empty. Thoughts fragmented, connections severed. Tim still had no idea where he was going, what he wanted to do. What Tim needed at that very moment was what those in the creative profession call a decisive moment, a creative spark, a dramatic change in perspective and understanding. In the final studio session of a spring semester subject in that third fateful year, it happened. It was after final project presentations that the lecturer uttered this short and concise statement before dismissing the class. It went something like this. You can do anything. The greatest thing a design education can equip you with is an understanding of how to look at the world in a critical and reflective manner and solve the problems you encounter with creative thinking. These words filled Tim to the brim with the warmth of opportunity, and it burst forth from his mouth in the form of one of the biggest, happiest, stupidest smiles he had ever formed. His gaze had been too narrow. He had missed the bigger picture. It was time for a change, a fresh start. He had always wanted to attend the acclaimed and formidable University of Technology, Sydney, but had initially missed the cut based on his HSC UAI. A selection of work was refined, a layout created, and a folio put together. Tim made the cut. As soon as he saw photography as an elective in his subject handbook at UTS, an innate desire within Tim knew that he would do it. His father, a university lecturer of microbiology for many years and now employed by WHO, the World Health Organization, had utilized photography not only to capture that which the naked eye could not see and freeze it in time on a projector slide during his lecturing years, but always took a camera on his WHO trips to tiny islands, remote villages, and sprawling foreign food markets. He wanted to explore, remember, document, and while his photographs may have been taken in auto mode and guided by no particular awareness of the principles and rules of professional photography, they were an exciting door into another world for Tim, an escape, an extremely selective view of the world at times, but open to countless interpretations. Critical reflection, interaction, identity, collaboration, empathy, culture and context, observation, story, simplicity. Connections that felt incomplete before were now pulsing back and forth around Tim's head, and he finally understood that one of the most important things university can bestow on its students is self-learning. The ability to take what is given to you, go forth and refine it, build on it, expand it, make it your own. This is what the boy named Tim wishes to do more than anything with photography, make it his own. With an unquenchable thirst for all that is creative, he now wants to work for you, learn from you, and be inspired by you. This is not the end, this is just the beginning. Will you be the next chapter in this story of a boy named Tim?